Hi guys, welcome back to Photoshop for web developers. My name is Neil Pearce. So in this lesson we're going to finish off our menu bar. So just take a quick look where we left off. We had our ribbon effect all done and dusted. So we just need to add our buttons. Now, as you see in our final design, we only have two fonts that we used, or that we're going to be using. One is called Lobster, which we need to download and install. We should do that in a moment. And the other one is a font called Seago UI, which is a Microsoft font that come about since Vista, and it's in Windows 7 as well, obviously. And it is compatible with the Mac, so if you have a Mac, then that should be fine. If you haven't got it on your system, I'll quickly show you where you can download that from. But it's a font called Seago UI, which is the text we have here, and text we have here, and obviously in the footer as well. Okay, so the main font we're going to be using then is called Lobster. So we need to go to Google Web Fonts. So if you open up your web browser and go to google.com web fonts. Okay, and in our search field on the left side, just type in LOB. I think I'll get you, yes. And we want this top one, which is called Lobster. And what we need to do is just to add this to our collection. So if we go over to the right hand side, there's a blue button here called Add to Collection. So we click that. And then we need to download our collection. If you go up the top here, you'll see the download your collection link. So click that. And it'll give you a warning: you do not need to download this font to use on your web page. Instead, refer to use section. Now we do want to download this, so if you download the font families to your collection as a zip file here, click that. Once you've done that, you should obviously unzip your folder and then install that into your fonts folder on your system. Job done. If you've got Photoshop open already, you might need to restart that so it's available. Now if you haven't got the Seago UI font that we use again for our text, just our small text, then you can download that from fonts.com and just search there for SEG OE. Yeah, and there it is there. So you need to sign up for free, but you can download that there. Let's Seago, Seago is pronounced. Okay, so we've got ours downloaded, of course, already. So we need to go to our ribbon effect, our menu, and open up our layers palettes to the right, and in our navigation group folder, just click on the NavBG layer and then click over to your tools panel and choose horizontal type tool, and make sure your Lobster font is chosen, and change the the font size to 24 pixels. Okay, do it up here, and then click anyone there and then type in home. Okay, it doesn't matter what colour you've got it at the moment. You can actually change the colour here if you want, or you can open up your character palette and change it in there. Come on, click in there. Okay, but we want it as white, obviously. Okay, and then we'll just shift that down right to the middle there. So what we want home, about, service, blog. Okay, simple enough. Now instead of typing it out again, we're going to use our duplicate little trick where we can have that layer selected, hold down our shift key and alt key, and then just drag it out. So we have 5, didn't we? sorry, go back to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so let's just drag that last one to about there. And the home button, we need some room for our logo, of course. So our home button, we'll just select that in our layers palette and just move that there. So what we're going to do, we're going to select them all. So from that one, I'm going to click the home layer, hold down our shift key and click our last about layer, top there. Then we're going to go to the move tool, and then we're going to click distribute horizontal centers. Okay, so that's spaced out nicely. Then while we're there, we're going to make sure that's align center, vertical centers, and then we're going to change that one, services, and that one to blog. That services or portfolio. Service blog, and then last one to contact. Okay, so as you can see, the alignment's out again, so we just need to go to select all the layers again in our layers palette, make sure that's nice. And now what I've found with Photoshop, sometimes this doesn't look right. The home and about seems to be a bit wider than the rest, so it might be just a case of selecting each one and just shift them over. Looks about right. Okay, so we're going to add some layer styles to this quickly. So if we go to the home layer and the layers palette, right click, bring up our blending modes, layer styles, or blending options, and just give it a drop shadow. So distance 1, size 1, make sure the colour's black, and everything else, that should be fine. Then hold down your Alt key and click and drag the FX icon. Actually, no, we won't. We'll right click the FX icon, copy layer style, then click that, hold down and shift, click that one, right click, paste layer style, so it does them all. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so all we need to do now is to create our letterpress effect for our home hover state, which is very simple. We're going to click the nav BG and then create a new layer, so it's underneath the home button, home text button layer, sorry. Choose the random rectangle tool, make sure the radius is set to 10, and then doesn't matter what colour you have it selected for the foreground, we'll change that in a moment. So just click and drag, and if you want to position it better, just hold down the space key, space bar, and then shift it around and let go. Okay, so it doesn't look as high as that one, should be fine. Okay, so let's right click on that. Okay, we're going to give it a colour overlay, so give it the same colour as our menu. We're going to give it a slightly darker one than that. Okay, so just drop it down to that. Then I'm going to give it a drop shadow. And our drop shadow needs to be, the blend mode needs to be normal, and we're going to make we're going to give the colour, make it white. Then the distance needs to be 1 and size 0. Okay, so that gives that reflection around the bottom there, gives that inner look. Okay, so you might need to take the opacity down slightly, and that will blend in nicely with the background colour of the nav BG, and you want that to be very similar but a lighter colour than the nav, so it looks like it's going in. And the last one you want is the inner shadow, just to finish off this side, and you click that and just bring down the opacity slightly, and again you want distance to be either 1 or 2. We'll try 1 to start off with, Actually, we'll do 2 and put that down to 3. Might need to increase the opacity slightly again. Just need to muck around with it to see how it looks. That's that. Okay. Sounds good to me. So as you can see, just increase that slightly. So you've got that letterpress effect, which is very, very simple to do. You find yourself using it all the time now once you know how to do it. And it's very effective. It really is. It looks really nice. So, and obviously throughout the course of this course, we are going to be using that same effect on the welcome bars here, even on the logo. So you can use it everywhere. Okay, so that's pretty simple enough. Okay, so that's our menu done. That's how you can use fonts. So what we're going to do next lesson is create our logo, and we'll see you in the next lesson.